factories today that are idle because of the investment they made, but the vaccine to be made with that technology didn't come through as one of those candidates. So the world as a whole has invested a lot of money and changed their process. So it's not that these vaccines are are less safe than if it had taken 10 years. I think, again, like I said, innovation during a pandemic, this is another great example of innovation during a pandemic.
And also at the same time, I would love that if you all young people should have the gratitude for those people who came forward to take the vaccine in the test phases also. That also takes a lot of courage and strength. And start your day with the first gratitude for them. So if we are able to live for the next 50 years with vaccine, etc., with God's grace, so a part of your life is dedicated to them also. And of course to the doctors, etc., who have been right now. See, we have been blaming the doctors, the nurses, the hospitals so much that they are writing so many tests. They are writing there right now. The best efforts the doctors are putting, you cannot even think about it. People are working 36 hours non-stop, and they means with the PPE kit, etc. If you really see their position there, so we should feel a little bit bad about it also, actually.
Total empathy. I think towards the end of today, if it's okay, I will take you through a guided gratitude session, because all of you know how to do the gratitude, this particular team, but through a meditative mode of gratitude towards the end, maybe 10 minutes, I can, we'll do that. This is what I've been doing in many places. It's so important we do at a deeper level of gratitude and prayers for all these people who are doing, restless work. So that leads to me to share something. What is it as individuals we can do? Like, yeah, Chetan has a big organization. He's able to do a lot of things, and Rajesh is there. But many of us as individuals, what is it we can do at this point of time? There are a couple of things we can do. As I said, the first one is staying safe, following all the protocols. Whatever it is, don't question too much of, sometimes certain things we don't need to argue. We just follow. I think that's important. While our curiosity is important in certain things, keep asking, but continue to do before you start asking also. So that's a first responsibility, to stay at home, maintain social distancing. Even if we go out, wear now even more. Now we have started wearing two masks, not just one, because one is not enough, is what we hear. We don't know what is right, wrong. It's very difficult to argue, but I want to be safer. So I'm okay to wear two masks if that can help me than taking a chance or a risk. So starts from that, and help people around. We see and we crib saying, oh, that person is not doing this. That person, see, he's not even wearing a mask, or she's not wearing a mask. I would say just walk up to them and tell them nicely. I will teach you how to do influential skills, tips on how do you influence people whom you don't even know. Sometimes it's even difficult to influence people whom we know, and it's sometimes easier to influence people whom we don't know, because at least they will not react. But how to do that, I will tell you. So that's a second thing. And then the third is vaccinate yourselves and also help people around. Like I'm convincing my maid or the security guards. Nobody is going to go and tell them. They all have a lot of, as we said, I went to my security guard and said, did you get vaccinated? He said, no, why? He says, no, I believe I have to pay 1,500 rupees to get vaccinated. So there's a lot of this, wrong information spread. Then I had to educate him saying it's free. You don't even have to pay 1 rupee. Where is 1,000 or 1,500 rupees to pay? So people around us. And another one said, no, if I go, I will get fever. So I don't want to go for vaccination. So that is another part. We need to educate people around us, whether it's our house help, the maids, the securities, or people around us. Even, a lot of elders have a lot of this fear. And I have some friends who was not taking educated, forget these lot, saying, no, I have a fear of injection. So I don't want to go. So I'm counseling those people, at least talk to them and say, it's okay, it is not painful. And in fact, they have induced that painless vaccination. I can't medically explain it, but I'm aware that yes, so it is absolutely no pain. I have definitely taken my dose, and so has Rajesh and Shravan, we all have taken. It's absolutely painless, friends. That's very important, because I do understand a lot of has fear of this phobia of injection. That should not stop us. So maybe if somebody you find you can't convince them, make them talk to people like me. I will help them to deal with that fear and take the vaccination. So there are these challenges which we don't anticipate, not just attitude challenge. I can see some people smiling. So maybe that kind of you're experienced or you still have it, you can ask us, we can help you. And so these are the little things we can do, and connecting people to the right people, that itself is a big help. All I did is day before I got a call from some Delhi and said, we need help. Somebody referred your name in Bangalore. My sister-in-law is all alone. And so she's tested positive. I said, okay, give her number. And then I talked to that lady, and she's tested positive, but not consulted any doctor, self-medication. Friends, please avoid self-medication. It's very dangerous. And taking one Dolo, taking a paracetamol, or reading, that's what is that WhatsApp doctor's advice. Don't do that. Please don't do that. And not you don't do it, but ensure people around you don't do it. So all I had to organize with the help of groups is get a doctor to talk to her. And now she's on medication, then my job is done. But what was important, I spoke to her, and then her relatives and her brother and sister-in-law in Delhi, I called them back and said, see, this is what doctor has said, you can relax. The fear takes over so much, they can't think what to do. I'm sure they could have organized a doctor to talk on the phone, being in Delhi, but but they can't think. So that's why it's important. So these little things, we can take responsibility for ourselves and people around. I ensured all the elders around in my apartment, said, come, I will take you all for vaccination. There are volunteers who are just doing the senior citizens, helping them to drive them to get vaccinated. So very little, you don't have to be always part of bigger teams to do. But as individuals, please do these little things. So many more you can think of. If somebody needs food, we just cook and send them, dunzo them. Don't go and give. Your safety is more important. And blood donation. There is a huge shortage of blood because donors are not giving. The regular donors, or because of this pandemic, they're not doing. And you guys are going to get vaccinated. So before you get vaccinated, my suggestion is, if possible, go and donate blood. And I did that I gathered few people, put them into my car, took them for a blood donation camp a few days ago, including my daughter. So you need to do that. You wouldn't have thought of it, right? Saying, yeah, you know it, not that you have a problem, but you didn't think of. So this is something you can do, each one of you, at this point of time. Reach out to the safe blood donation center, not any and every. That is also important, where they do take care of all the, measures, preventive measures. Go to such places, be the first one to go do it, so you're safe. So please do that. Your blood has, I was 2 days ago when I took these couple of youngsters and took them, I couldn't donate because I'm vaccinated now. So there are certain days post-vaccination you cannot donate. So I was asking how many days. He said 35 days is the shelf life, but he said this is going to get used in just 2 days because the need is so much. They're not only for this COVID infected patients, but there are regular people who need blood on regular basis because of their other illnesses. So we shouldn't forget that. While emergency is for COVID, but there are other patients. So he said the need is always high. We need, and regular blood donation camps and other things are not happening much now. So please do volunteer. Maybe all of you can, get together or just go individually, and please do donate. It makes a huge difference in someone else's life. And it is also good for us. If you don't know, donating blood adds to our health too. It's just not helping someone else. It has our own individual health benefits too, friends. So please do that, I urge. So this is what you can do as individuals. Any more thoughts? Shravan, Chetan, and Rajesh can add what these...
Yeah, I have a question for all three of you. 2 questions, actually. Madhu asked a good question also. One is, he said, first dose their family members took, but the second dose is not available in their area. So is there, a problem? Is, because that is not available, what is happening? That's one. Second is, some in our house, all first dose, no one got any fever or anything like that. Second dose, I was down for a whole day. But Sunita was fine. We don't know. Sai just took his second dose today, so we don't know how he's going to react. So are you hearing people getting affected for longer period of time, 1 day, 2 days, 5 days? And what
Yes.
are the symptoms that are happening?
Okay, I think it depends again which vaccination. The reaction is a little different, and reaction is different for each individual. And it is absolutely okay to have the reaction, and that only shows the antibodies are working. So don't be scared of whatever the reaction it is. I don't want to scare you saying how many people had what kind of reactions. I'm aware of it, but reaction is something. All I would say is be prepared. Keep 1 or 2 days a little light on your work side. So that is what I'm advising people, saying, yeah, you can get fever, you can have headache, body ache, or just sheer tiredness. You just want to sleep. My sincere suggestion is, after vaccination, take a lot of rest. At least 1 day you give. I did this mistake. When I got the vaccination, I didn't have any symptoms. So I just went out doing my regular work and a lot of work. Then after 3-4 days, my body demanded a rest. So it started asking totally. So then I gave and I was okay. So my suggestion is, after vaccination, 1 day, at least take rest. And any reaction, welcome it. Don't panic about whatever fever, vomiting. Each one has a lot of different reaction. Our body responds very differently. So don't be afraid of reaction. Just take the vaccination. Now, this is another reason why some people are hesitant to take vaccination, and we need to educate them, saying it only shows your body is responding to the vaccination.
Yes, Shravan, and I think Moderna has people who took Moderna here in the US had a little bit more reaction on the second dose than the Pfizer. Maybe just the composition, technology, whatever. One thing to remember is, even if, in India, obviously, if you get some fever and body aches, take only paracetamol. Don't take Brufen.
Yes.
It's supposed to not be taken with after vaccine. Same here for us, take Tylenol, not ibuprofen. And for us, Shravan, here, 16 to 18-year-olds can take Pfizer. Actually, you can go to the Broadmoor Arena if you log into the website right near your house. That's where I took my son. It's a drive-through vaccination site. Nice and easy. So, yeah.
In India, it is right now we have 2 vaccinations, Covaxin and Covishield. From my observation again, Covishield has a little more reaction in the body compared to Covaxin. And there are a lot of studies saying which is better. My sincere is, take some vaccine at least. And if you have a choice, then you can choose Covaxin than Covishield. I'm saying this because a friend of mine is into all this clinical study, and from that recommendation is what I'm saying. But taking a vaccine is first important than which vaccination. I hope Chetan will agree with me on this.
100% agree. Take something. Also remember that we are going to get booster shots, guys. I mean, in India, we don't normally have, flu vaccination. Sometimes we do, but in most of the world, people take a booster flu vaccine every season. And we should expect that we will probably, at least for the next few years, get a booster shot of the COVID vaccine as well, whichever ones around the world, right? 5, 6, but absolutely take the vaccine. Think of it as, if you're fighting on your own, you're at 0, versus, when you take all your precautions, you probably get to about 30 or 40, and you take your vaccine, you get closer to 80 or 85. So now you're actually helping protect yourself with every layer of protection that comes, with it. So yeah, absolutely, do take a vaccine. Doesn't matter which one at this point.
Yeah,
So-
I agree with Srividya and Chetan also. In my way, if I have to tell is, the more stronger the gunpowder, the more spicy the Andhra food. You will enjoy it.
Make
And
sure you
to
have some good cow ghee with that.
So
And to
I have
answer the
another
first
thing.
question, Shravan, you asked saying, what about the shortage of vaccination? There's a lot of measures are being there. It's a temporary issue. It is getting sorted. I've been getting information. So I don't think we need to worry. It's a temporary issue. I agree. But vaccinations will come, and I don't think that should be a issue. Please
But
register.
one thing is there, in India, the system is working fantastic. It is not like earlier. The system works, and when the system works, everything falls in place.
Agree with Rajesh. In fact, some friends in Bangalore went to the, instead of calling each hospital to say, is there stock? If you go to this Arogya Setu app and the Covin, which I posted, apparently people are able to find stocks, doses, all these things. So use the technology, guys. I think it's a safer way and a smarter way to do it.
And how many of you have already registered on that covin.gov.in from here? How many of you registered already? Raise
Just
your hands
click
if you have
on,
registered.
click on raise hand if you have.
And the tool, please. So only very few have done it. So guys, today, your duty is today, right now, after this call, is to go and first register yourself. You can't schedule right now, but please register. Schedule
So
in
I have another question is, so, where you take the first dose and then you're supposed to take the second dose after 3 or 4 weeks. Now, say you got delayed and you have to take it after 6 weeks. Is that a problem?
Yeah, would Chetan want to answer that from a healthcare rather than me answering?
I'm only giving you information that I get from our, we have actually every Thursday, sessions, education sessions in the company on the vaccine. So I think if you go up to 8 weeks or even 12 weeks, sometimes it's okay to take the second dose, at least from what information I have, and I can always confirm it if you like. But I think obviously follow your doctor's advice, and if it goes beyond 10 weeks, ask if you need to restart the vaccine thing. So all it does is you have to take a third dose, because now because the time difference between 1 and 2 was so large, your second dose became your first dose. So take the next one again in 4 weeks. So I don't think you will have any major issues with it, but obviously talk to your doctor, and so you might need to take 3 shots instead of 2.
Just to add to what Chetan has said, in India, it's the again Covaxin and Covishield. For Covaxin, it's 4 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks, you can still take it. Try and do it earlier so that you don't have a problem. Covishield, they're saying 6 to 8 weeks. This is what is prescribed. The duration, depending on which one do you take.
So Lidvija, to the best of my knowledge, a COVID positive person can take a vaccine, but I think they should complete their 14-day quarantine or whatever to make sure that they are not actually sick. And I should have been a little careful in just saying yes. Once they test negative, then they can take. Rajesh, I don't know if you have more information, but I think when you are positively diagnosed, I don't know if you should take a vaccine when you're still positive.
Little bit I differ here, because what I was told that because after the 14 days of quarantine, etc., the antibodies are already produced in his body. So they say that here they're telling you should wait 3 weeks before you take this. So I'm not a doctor on this, but this is what
we also hear. Yeah.
we hear that 3 weeks they are not giving to those who have been tested positive in India.
Yeah. So
Because antibodies are
make sure you
already
talk
there.
to your doctor as well.
Some people are saying even 3 months they don't need to take. I don't know which is the right information, but you don't need to take immediately is definitely, I feel, because antibodies are there.
Correct.
How long
Correct.
to wait is a debatable question. But some people are saying 3 months, I'm saying 3 weeks. Because that's where they donate plasma, because the antibodies are there. So, that's another one. Plasma, if students needs to understand that a plasma donation happening, because somebody who's already infected with COVID-19, the antibodies exist. So if they donate their plasma, that is a cure for the someone else. I mean, I'm trying to explain in very simple words. Hope it's simple. I know, especially when Chetan around me talking about all this doesn't make sense, but just from
No, you're doing
education-
a great job. I think, simplicity is the key.
Yeah, I just want to say, yes, you can educate people. It's okay to donate the plasma, and you register yourself. If you know people who are already infected with COVID positive, then they are allowed to donate their plasma for again a certain period of time.
All information that we give is validated information. You can revalidate yourself also. That also I will tell.
This may be a question for you, Srividya. People are afraid to go for a COVID test. So, it's probably more the mindset than than the fear.
Correct. Okay, let me answer that. Not only, see, I told you the recent case, somebody I was helping them, and she said she didn't go to the doctor, and we said you have to register on, you're supposed to register when you're positive. She said, no, I don't want to register because they will take me to hospital, they will do this, they will do that. I said, relax, nothing is going to happen. So people have a lot of this fear. And then that is where the role of counselors are making a huge difference now. Fear is killing more people than the virus is killing. That is again, I know.
And I usually joke sometimes, in India, out of 199 people are doctors only. You tell them you have an issue, they will have a solution to it somehow. And after WhatsApp coming, everybody is a doctor from the WhatsApp university. So these people are not going there, have all these thoughts in their mind because of this reason also.
So just to add to that, let's say, yes, any one of us, there is a saying that it's not about the question of if, it is a question of when. Most likely, all of us are vulnerable to get. The more safer, the chances are less. None of it is guaranteed that we will not get. So let me tell you what you need to do from your mindset, saying be prepared. It's okay. We can get cold. Do we every day keep thinking of, oh, what happens if I get cold? Do we every day think of what happens if I get diabetic? What happens if my heart happens? We don't think right. So like that. But if it comes, learn to embrace it. The more you embrace whatever comes to our body, I keep saying, thoda pyar se baga dena. So that I say it for anything. I think we start fighting. This we did experiment in a couple of cases when they were even cancer or any illness for that matter. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. The more you hate, it will respond like that. You just, we can say, be thankful, saying, yeah, there is a purpose why you have come here. I thank you so much. I think you have served your purpose, and gracefully send them off. This works. I mean, as a psychologist, as a therapist, I'm talking. We do that. Psychologically also, you're more, just embrace it. It's okay whether you don't want, guest has come to your body. So how do you treat a guest? And remember, it's only a guest. Guest means temporary. I'm choosing the words carefully. They are guests. Virus is a guest. Treat them nicely and nicely send them off. Because that mindset will help us to deal with it. Otherwise, the negativity, fear will take over. It will aggravate the illness. So do this for yourselves or people around us. Definitely, I would say, treat them as a nice guest and send them off gracefully. So if all the questions are done, if any other questions, otherwise we can do our little bit of gratitude exercise, unless there are more questions. And
should I ask a question?
yes, Swapna, go ahead.
Actually, I have a question now. ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు కోవిడ్ వల్ల చనిపోతున్న వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు కదా మేడం, వాళ్ళని కాల్చకుండా జస్ట్ ఇట్లానే పెట్టేస్తున్నారు మేడం ఇక్కడ సరౌండింగ్స్ లో. సో ఆఫ్టర్ కొన్ని ఇయర్స్ తర్వాత అది డీకంపోజ్ అయినాక మళ్ళీ ఆ సాయిల్ ద్వారా అండ్ కింద ఉన్న ఆ లేయర్స్ ద్వారా మనకు కరోనా స్ప్రెడ్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్ ఉంటది కదా మేడం. It's harmful.
My information is once the person dies, the virus also dies with him. It it cannot reproduce again. Okay, so that is a scientific explanation.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Maybe Chetan wanted to add something to that.
The only thing I wanted to add is that the virus needs a host environment to survive, and if there is no host environment, then it does not. So obviously, it is best as a general hygiene practice to either cremate or bury the body as per whatever ritual custom they have. But yeah, viruses need a host. Bacteria survives on its own.
So this is basic information, right? Like virus and bacteria. We need to ask ourselves that question. When we get fever, what kind of fever? Is it bacterial fever or viral fever? So bacterial fever, you can you handle it in a different way. Viral fever, you handle it in a different way. So that is also something, because you're engineers, think about it. Whenever you have a problem, just don't just don't let other people, like Rajesh said one thing. He said, double check it. It's okay to double check. Even triple checking is also okay. There is nothing wrong about it. It actually makes you question, you start looking at things. Okay. So that is something I hope you will take from this session is actually questioning. Take some time to actually go into Google and do the research work, find the exact good websites or talk to Rajesh, Srividya, Chetan. All of these people are willing to give you the websites which actually give you the proper information or, correct information. And have that notes in your house. In case a problem happens, you can say, Mom, Dad, I have the information. I know what should be done. This is the way. Then, that will help not only you, your relatives, your friends, all of that.
So validate.
Networking.
Yeah, validate, and stop others from sending messages. On a funny side, there was a young boy of 10 years. He was studying a book, How to Parent Your Child. So his father was so proud of him. He says, at this age only he's studying, then he will become a good father. He says, no, I'm not studying for my children. I'm just checking if you are looking after me right or not.
I love that.
Beautiful.
Guys, 2-3 things, right? I mean, just along these lines, you should write on a piece of paper and stick it to your computer on your wall, says trust but verify. So, just because somebody said something, don't believe it. Second, I think this goes back to many of the top talks you guys have had, right? Learning is a lifelong process. So learn. Educate yourself, become the center, become the Google for your family and friends, right? Where people can trust the information that you're giving them. Trust me, I don't have a single medical degree, but I tell docs on what to do because of work experience and having learned and listened. They still trust what we say because they know we will not give them advice that is incorrect, or if we don't know, we will proudly say, I don't know, I'll go find out. Nothing wrong with saying, I don't know. The first step starts when you say, I don't know, right? That's the first step to learning.
And in our scriptures also, they say that the cause of everything is avidya. Not having any information is the cause of all issues and problems. So vidya can be gathered. Now many mamas are there. Google Mama is there. Coursera Mama is there. And a lot of, so you can get information. Definitely you can be helpful to someone else.
It's
interesting.
Rajesh Mama is there. I'm saying Chetan Mama is there. Rajesh Mama is there.
What is most interesting is anyone who refers to Google, all the males refer to it as Mama and all the women refer to it as Mami or Tai or Amma. It is your gender specific.
Auntie. Google Auntie.
I have
Google
people
auntie.
who say, I will ask Google Amma, and these are my friends who are female.
Google Talli, okay.
Exactly.
That's in our culture,
I think, friends, back to your networking. So ensure you have a doctor to connect immediately in your network at this point of time, and people who can give you information, the counselor, doctors, or these medical professionals or ambulance where you can connect. Build that and keep it in your speed dial. That's something we can do. Good. So 10:23 already. I'll do a quick one. I had planned for 10-12 minutes, but we have only 7 minutes now. I think, yeah, 7-8 minutes. I'll try and do. I'll just go with the flow and how. So it's just a gratitude meditation. Rajesh, are we ready to go? Okay. I would like all of you to sit straight. You can rest your back, but sit straight, spinal cord straight. And then palm facing upwards. You can keep it on your thighs, but facing upwards. And sit in a comfortable posture. And both the legs on the ground, no cross legs, cross hands, just straight, simple. And all of you can be on mute and just keep listening. You can keep your videos on. I can see you all. And gently close your eyes. Gently close your eyes. Just go with my instructions. Whatever can happen, it's allowed. No rules. Just go with the flow. You can sleep off. Your mind can wander. Anything is okay. Just go with the flow. Gently close your eyes and bring your attention onto your breathing. And slowly observe your breathing. Slowly observe your breathing. And relax. Be with your breathing and relax. Now let's get prepared for a gratitude with meditation at a deep level. I'm going to start counting from 10 to 1, and with each count going down, try and relax deeply. 10, relax. 9, relax. As if you're getting into a deep nature. 8, relax. 7, further deep relaxation. 6, relax as deep as you can. 5, one more round of deep relaxation. 4, relax. 3, further relaxation. 2, relax as deep as you can and feel the lightness. 1, one more round of deep relaxation. Now bring your attention onto your legs, the feet area, and relax your toes one by one. Relax your feet, heels, ankles, calf muscles, knees, and thighs. Both the legs are completely relaxed. Come up and relax your waist, lower back, mid back, and now relax your abdomen and the chest. Now bring your attention onto both the hands, the palms, and relax your finger one by one. Thumb finger, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, and the little finger. Relax your palm, relax your wrist, lower arms, elbows, upper arms, and the shoulders. Now come up and relax your neck, your chin, cheeks, ears, and nose. Now relax your eyes, completely relax your eyes and forehead, and finally the head. Just do a little quick scan of your body from head to toe and see if there's a discomfort any part of the body and relax that. And feel the entire body from head to toe is completely relaxed. Total relaxation. 3, 2, 1. Body, mind, and soul are completely relaxed. And at this deep level and state of relaxation, let us take some time to express our gratitude. Starting from Matru Devo Bhava, to our mother who is with us in this world or in the other world. Pitru Devo Bhava, to our father who is either in this world or in the other world. Time to express our love and gratitude. Also, feel their love and blessings. Next, Acharya Devo Bhava, to all our teachers and gurus who have helped us to be who we are today, one by one, to all of them. Love and gratitude. Atithi Devo Bhava, to our all other family members, our siblings, spouse, children, extended relatives, extended family, relatives, friends, neighbors. And now it's time to have special gratitude and special prayers, starting from all the health workers, the doctors, the nurses, the lab technicians, or all these supporting service providers, including Chetan's organization and their employees. All healthcare professionals at all levels, from the ward boys to everyone, the counselors, the paramedical health workers, and all other service providers, groceries, the food, medicines, all other service providers, including people who clean our streets, ensure we get water, we get electricity, we get all our basic essentials. All the government workers who are providing all the required service, the leaders who are leading us, all the soldiers who are protecting us, and a lot of other people who are working, and all the volunteers, the Corona warriors, the COVID warriors, volunteers, all these and others, a special gratitude and a special prayer for their well being. May them get more strength. Let them be safe. Let's all of us be safe. Next, Prakriti Devo Bhava, to our Mother Earth, Mother Nature, to the entire flora and fauna, for its being and for our being. Finally, Vishwa Devo Bhava, to the entire universe, for its being and for our being. To anyone else, whoever else, we want to express our gratitude and the prayer deeply, and stay in that state of bliss and bliss for a few moments, one with it. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Now I'm going to start counting from 1 to 5, and with each count going up, keeping your eyes closed, slowly try to come up and come out, as if you're coming out of a deep slumber. 1, 2, slowly come up and come out. Continue to keep your eyes closed. 3, now just become aware of these sounds, the music, your fan sound or any other sound around. Just become familiar. 4, now feel the light. Become aware of the place you're sitting. You're in this Google Meet. Just become aware of everything, where you are, what you are, who you are. 5, just try to come out. Now, a gentle movement to your fingers, and gentle movement to your toes, and gently and slowly turn your neck left to right and right to left. Just gentle movement to your neck. Now bring your palms together. Those of you with the specs, you can remove your specs for a moment, keep it aside, and bring your palms together with your eyes closed and rub your palms nicely. Rub your palms nicely till you feel the warmth. Rub your palms nicely till you feel the warmth, and when you feel the warmth, keep the center part of your palm like a cup onto your eyes. Don't rub your eyes, but keep your center part of your palm onto your eyes and stay there for a few moments, feeling the new energy, magnetic energy entering from your palms through your eyes to the entire body, giving you a new energy, bubbling energy. Every part of the cell and body, the muscles, bones, everything is charged up with this new energy. Now, slowly take your time. Only when you're ready, Slowly bring your palms in front of your eyes. Only when you're ready, blink open your eyes, looking into your palms with a beautiful divine smile. Take your time and do it with your own space. Look at your palms, blink open, and a beautiful divine smile. Thank you all for participating in this session. It's time to thank you all. Thank you, Chetan, Rajesh, Shravan, everyone. Let's thank each other who are here now while we've expressed to everyone around there. Thank you to all of you for being part of this beautiful session.
Thank you so much.
It's a wonderful session, sir. I learned a lot from this session. So finally, I want to propose a vote of thanks. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this memorable session. First and foremost, our chief guest, Rajesh Kesar. We are grateful to our Sri Vidya ma'am and Shravan sir for their words of encouragement, and I thank both of them for their kindness, their hospitality, and their continued support. And I thank our well-wisher Chetan Makkam sir and our beloved seniors. Mm, Last and but not least, I thank my dear friends to your cooperation for this session. Mm, a resounding successful. Finally, I leave this inspiring quote by APJ Abdul Kalam. A black color is sentimentally bad, but every blackboard makes the student life bright. Once again, thank you all for your attention. Thank you. And I will present a gratitude card from Top Gratitude team.
Thank you.
Is
That's
it
so
visible?
quick.
Thank you, Rajesh K. sir, Srividya ma'am, and Chekan Makam sir, for willing to give a talk about this pandemic. Thank you for making us aware of this present situation. It means a lot for us, and we are blessed to be a part of this session. You are our superheroes from Top Gratitude team.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's
Once again, thank you, ma'am and sir.
that was a nice quick summary of our talk, Chetan. Quick recap.
As you can see, we can never give up our love of blood.
Great. Have a beautiful Sunday. Stay safe. Stay happy.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Thank you, Rajesh.